Hi again, traders. This is BCL looking at second of today's matches. Sweden against Ukraine. And again, if you look at the match odds, here you will see that there is no favorite. Sweden being priced at 2.52 and Ukraine at 3.3. So again, let's have a closer look at what both teams bring to the table for this match. So starting with Sweden, 94th minute Victor Klassen's strike was enough to help Sweden not only defeat Poland 3-2 in their final Group E match, but also secure top spot heading into their first knockout round appearance at the Euros since 2004. As you can imagine, I watched the game Sweden-Poland. So Poland had to win. We didn't make it in the end. So Sweden goes through, and Jan Andersson's men will meet Ukraine for just the 5th time. This is interesting, with 1 win, 1 draw and 2 losses, which is quite interesting. So Sweden, if you think Sweden, you think defense, right? Because the Swedish side conceded an average of just 0.38 goals across their last 8 internationals, right? And in fact, they've kept 6 clean sheets, including 2 in the group stages, right? Against Spain 0-0 and Slovakia 1-0. So this is very nice. And at the very same time, Sweden scored with 50% of their shots on target through the group stage. So they scored 4 out of 8 shots on target. Which as I'm reading, that will leave their opposition worried here. So that's that. That's Sweden. Ukraine, they went through as the third best side on the goal difference only. Ukraine will be looking for a victory in the first ever Euros knockout round appearance as an independent nation. But, Shevchenko's side will need to drastically improve, as his team looked very shaky in the defense in the group stage. Just 1 win, 2 losses. You remember that 3-2 loss against Netherlands, 1-0 loss against Austria, and only that 2-1 win against North Macedonia saved the day for Ukraine. Now, Ukraine last met Sweden in 2012 in the Euros, in the group. That was 2012 Euros. They didn't make it out of the group, but Ukraine won 2-1 that game. And if I asked you who scored in these goals, you would probably write, because Sweden took the lead and the goal was scored by no other than Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And for Ukraine, 2 goals were scored by Andriy Shevchenko, which is the current coach. Okay, so Sweden, Ukraine, and look at we're looking at the goals. So over 2.5 goals, 2.44 at the moment. So that would definitely be lower. But after that 3-2 Sweden win against Poland, the market lowered the price. I'm sure about that. And again, if you look at Ukraine and that 2-1 against North Macedonia and 3-2 against Netherlands, You can imagine a scenario where this game goes over 2.5 goals. The correct score market expects 1-1 at 7 and 1-0 at 8.4, and also considers 0-0 or 0-1 at 9.2 and 9.8. How I see this game, I see, I mean, definitely Sweden is the more solid side. So I think we need to consider here a low-scoring game. Sweden being slightly better, having more chances to go through. So what I would do is I would start with backing 2-0 and 2-1. 11.5 and 13, so that would give us a very nice profit. And then I would go with I mean, Ukraine scoring, I mean, before the Sweden-Poland game, I wouldn't say that Ukraine would have a chance of scoring 2 goals against Sweden, but they definitely can. But instead of, I mean, I don't think it will be anything like 0-2 or something like that. That's I think out of the question. So what I would do is I would back 1-1 and 1-2, and so we would have 17 profit on 1-1, 59 on 1-2, 42 on 2-1, and 51 on 2-0, which I think is a very nice position to start the trade. We need to be careful here because I probably should cover 1-0 or 0-0. And let's do some what ifs actually, but instead maybe of 1-1. I mean, if we go 0-0, 29. I don't think 0-0 we should cover. 1-0, 8.4. It's still a better price than 1-1. Yeah. So here's the scenario. If we were to let this trade run, if Sweden takes the lead, we are covered on 1-0. If they extend the lead, we are even better. If, however, it's 1-1, we will need to work with 1-2 and 2-1 for our trade. So that's scenario number 1. If Ukraine takes the lead, then it becomes more difficult because we need Sweden to equalize and then work with 2-1, 1-2 again. If, however, we back 1-1 instead, the price is lower and I'm really concerned with that 1-0. It really can be 1-0. Yeah, so for me, I will stick with this position. So for me, it's 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, and 1-2, just in case Ukraine scores 2 goals. This is how I see the trade. So again, I would like to thank you guys very much for all the likes, for all the subscriptions, for all the comments on Twitter, for all the follows. I really appreciate that, and wishing you a great day of football with great bets and great trades. Stay tuned for my strategy video, and we'll speak again when quarterfinals start. Thanks again for watching, and bye-bye.